Hey guys, today's Sunday, June 27th. It's about 1:30 p.m. here. So here we are again looking at the Euro US dollar daily chart. Let's zoom out a little bit and we'll get right to it. So first off, right off the bat, we have this very clear downtrend in place. These green lines coming across are generally near-term support resistance, but in the same area we do have these 2009 lows which we have cleared. So looking at the trend lines, we have this longer term trend line going from this swing point to this swing point coming through here, which is still quite a ways away, as you can see. And then we have this near term daily trend line. As you can see, we had a touch there, and then we had price challenge this trend line. So as you can see on the daily chart, notice how price is still below this key level. But what do we have? Well, we have this push down, then we have quite a massive move to the upside. Notice through this area we did not have a lower close until this candle right here. So if you were looking to get short, this would be the area where you would want to be more aggressive, or at least begin to start looking for shorts. Through here it's more anybody's guess, and I would say for the most part a higher risk entry. So seeing that we were able to clear the lows of 2009, there's a good chance we come to this level and get a bounce back to the downside. So I'm looking for in the medium longer term, a move down in the euro. It's just a question of where is it going to happen. So as you can see here, we did have this reversal bar, an outside bar reversal, and we did have a slight push up. This has not been violated because we have not broken this swing point on the downside just yet. So we do have this trend line, which buyers are going to be using as a reference point to the upside. We have this trend line coming down, which we tested a couple times, and this is one that sellers looking as a reference point. That's it for the daily chart. So if you start grinding down to a 1 hour chart, we can get a better idea of what's going on in the near term. And as you can see, if we watch the swing points here, we have higher swing low, higher swing low, higher swing low again, and then we make a lower swing low. So we know that the trend is now, the sentiment in the market is now starting to reverse to the downside. And if you look here again, you'll see that using the same strategy here, we have these higher swing points through here. This one not so much, but the price is managing to struggle higher slowly. Now, one interesting thing to notice here is that on the daily we did have price which closed below this daily trend line. But if we grab the same points on on a lower time frame, you'll see, well, here was a great opportunity to get short. Off the daily trend line, we had a reversal bar, and you could have made quite a few pips off of that. But again, looking at it now, you can see that we made a higher swing here, and we also closed above. So usually, when you do get this kind of price action where it's below on the daily and above on the hourly, just keep in mind that there are more people watching the daily than there are watching the hourly. So this is definitely something, nothing to sneeze at. Keep this in mind as we go forward. That we are making these higher swing points on the lower time frames, but the daily has not been able to close above this trend line. So seeing this, and we are making these higher swing points, my best guess is that we do continue to the upside. So the next point, next question is, where do we look to get short again? And so I would be taking this swing point right here and this swing point right here, and looking here, we do have some sort of a wedge or symmetrical triangle. Now, generally these break down to the same side that we entered from. So seeing before we had this previous downtrend, before we came into this wedge, there's a good chance we break down to the downside. So keeping that in mind, let me go ahead real quick and adjust these swing points right here so they're snapped onto the candle highs, and we can draw some more conclusions from there. So looking at it now, we have these near-term support resistance levels in green coming across the screen. We also have this now, which would be another daily trend line. If you look here, right, these are daily swing points. Going into this triangle. If we do get an opportunity to get short anywhere in this area, I think that would be definitely worth a shot, and at least this lower trend line. And if we do get a break, then obviously we take a measured move of that. And the measured move is simply from this point right here to this point right here, this low point. That's about, you can see, we're looking at, what is it, about 750. And if we take this to a higher time frame so we can get the downside target, So from the break, which would be right here, we would take 750, and that would put us somewhere in, let's see, somewhere in this area. So we're looking at about 115, 114, 115, just very roughly right off the bat. And now if we look at this chart again, look at a weekly perhaps, it's probably best to line that up with another significant point of support and resistance. So right off the bat, I can tell you, well, this low right here, it looks like it would be attracting buyers, and that's 116. So I think it'd be very fair to be targeting somewhere in that area. All right. So both fundamentally and technically, we can see that the euro still has quite a bit of downside to go, and it's just a matter of looking for these setups. So coming into next week, depending on where we gap and how this thing plays out, this will be my first place to get short. Now, if we do manage to break through that to the upside, and we do clear this swing point right here, which would be pretty significant as a reference point, we still have this, this area through 127. Of course, the daily trend line, which will be where a lot of sellers will be coming in because it's quite a ways away from our lows. So we had a good correction, and at the same time, I hate to call it obvious, but it is one of those lines that is sticking out on the daily chart, and a lot of people do watch that, including banks, firms, and brokers, all that good stuff. So that's a game plan for next week, at least for the euro, and then I'll have some analysis on the S&Ps and individual stocks coming up in a little bit. So thanks for watching. Mugtrading.tk.